What is MAMC really like?
If you're graduating from Maulana Azad, 10 लड़के तो आके मुझे propose करेंगे.
Hey, this is Mitali this side. You said no, I am Mitali this side. You are not Mitali.
Most hate comments is you order a lot of food.
थोड़ी NEET journey के बारे में भी like to.
Somehow had to take a drop.
झुमका.
Yes. What झुमका?
What's up guys, I'm Advika
And I'm Akshaj.
and we welcome you all to
Two Sides of a Coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, today we have a third person with us. We have Mitali this side from Mitali this side.
Nice.
Okay, this is such a way to like make a joke क्योंकि मैंने अभी अपने चैनल में भी बोला Mitali this side. Like why didn't you go with Mitali Sharma? Why something else?
So I have a funny story for that. I started my channel as an amateur. I had no clue, and it was a dance channel when I started out. So I wanted like a dancey name. The name was Catch the Beat. I know it's very funny. And it's,
When did you start this?
2020.
Okay.
2020
Catch the
April,
Beat.
May. So that was the name. Then I shifted to Mitali's Maze,
Yeah.
and I clearly understood that people are mispronouncing the channel's name to
Mitali.
something very weird. Yes, so I.
Why don't you
changed
say it out? Do you know what it could be mispronounced as? Mitali Maze लिखा हुआ है.
Mitali मजे.
हाँ, exactly.
Exactly. So I have this funny story. There was this junior coming to one of my friends who was like a new admission in the college and telling one of my friends कि अरे वो आपकी friend है ना जिनका channel है Mitali's मज़े. I was like, oh my god, this is
Disaster.
something that I do not
Never
want at all.
expected.
Yeah, so then I wanted to change the name, but I didn't want it to be Mitali Sharma because I have a different channel
Other
with
channel,
the name
yeah.
Mitali Sharma. So
Wait, how many channels do you have?
I have currently
Three.
Mitali Sharma, there is
Okay.
Mitali this side, and there's Mitali Unfiltered. So Mitali this side just came out of nothing. That whenever I introduce myself, it's like, hi, Mitali this side.
So we have Mitali here. Why don't you talk about yourself, who you are?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I am a med student. I'm in third year of MBBS. I'm pursuing my MBBS from Maulana Azad Medical College. I am a part-time YouTuber. I make videos around lifestyle, around productivity, XYZ stuff. I'm also a dancer, by the way. And yeah, that's about myself.
What is MAMC really like? Because I mean, I'm pretty sure when we were in 11th and 12th, you know, MAMC, AIMS, Delhi, these were like the glorified colleges. So what is life in MAMC actually like?
I believe the life is good, of course, but it's a little hyped up, that
Okay.
I can say for sure. MAMC is a good college in terms of academics. MAMC is, I believe, one of the most academic centric medical college, because AIMS Delhi में, like I've talked to people from AIMS Delhi and they say that academics में हमें इतना pressure नहीं होता है. So after that, most of the rankings में it's MAMC, and MAMC is a lot about academics. Like every teacher wants every student to excel at academics, and we have a lot of tests going on, a lot of exams going on, especially till second year. So it's pretty hectic that way. Life at MAMC, as in the college life, I won't say the college life is very, very happening or stuff. It's good, but I mean, जो हमारे ऐसे college life के सपने होते हैं when we are in 11th and 12th, that it's gonna be fun, we're gonna, वो student of the year type के सपने.
Karan Johar.
Yeah. When you are from MAMC, almost every teacher expects you to study and study hard and excel.
Which
Because
makes
MAMC
sense.
has a tag, and everyone wants ki if you are a Maulanian, if you're graduating from Maulana Azad, you should have certain skills, certain knowledge, which we can't compromise on. So yeah, इसलिए the cultural life or the college life per se is a bit compromised. I won't say कि बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. It's good, I mean, and बाकी की जो नहीं है वो मैं अपनी YouTube के सपने से पूरी कर लेती. So yeah.
So what about any cultures that are in your college? Like UCM is known for having a party culture.
अच्छा.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
there's this one thing जो कि मुझे कॉलेज आने के बाद पता चला. It was कि अगर कबीर सिंह मूवी, अगर कबीर सिंह रियल होता तो फिर वो UCM उसी से होता.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
I
a
mean, I can
famous
see
thing.
many Kabir
But
Singhs in my
why?
batch.
Like how?
I'm just saying कि people say कि if Kabir Singh was
Okay,
from a college, he
okay,
would have been.
okay.
Like one you said is studying, that has a tag.
Yeah, that is like, of course there are all sorts of people in the college, but I think हमारे college पढ़ाई centric लोगों का population ज़्यादा है.
है.
People are and not just पढ़ाई, people, a lot of people are interested in research, a lot of people are interested in doing or maybe organizing events, which I like such sort of people who are very much interested in taking initiatives, organizing quizzes. Apparently MAMC, like this is one thing that people say, that MAMC organizes the toughest quizzes ever. This was said by someone from AIMS Delhi, that MAMC has the best quizzers around. MAMC has a party culture as well. I won't say that we party any less. Then I won't say ragging and all hoti hai, because that's very, very minimal. Ragging per se is not a thing in MAMC. It's like very chill, it's just an interaction. And abhi to things have gone so strict that we as seniors, we are even afraid to talk to the juniors.
Oh my
we are
God.
even afraid to like just interact with them, because like कुछ भी बोल दो तो complain हो जाती है. So like we are like ठीक है,
Wow.
तुम खुद से आओ बात करो, that is fine.
Just listening to you, it feels कि an AIR 68 won't expect, like what do you expect अगर मैं बोल रही हूँ AIR 68, it's obvious कि हाँ पढ़ने में बहुत interest है, wants to study a lot. So when you were coming to college, what expectations did you have? Like obviously for 11th and 12th you must have studied so much.
Again, as I said, वो student of the year वाला thing, I am a very Bollywoodish person. I had थोड़े unrealistic expectations from my college. I had full expectations. मेरी ऐसे आलिया भट्ट types entry होगी.
Hey, झुमका.
Yes, what झुमका? I completely expected ऐसे 8-10 लड़के गिरेंगे पीछे.
Oh God.
और at least
score करा जाएगा
10
उनको.
लड़के तो आके मुझे propose करेंगे. And
Damn.
like, okay, I'm exaggerating now, but हाँ, but yeah, I had expectations कि it's gonna be fun. Movies में it's romanticized. Not medical colleges, but in general colleges are romanticized. You know, there are competitions happening, and you know, people are enjoying college life. पढ़ाई कर ही नहीं रहे हैं. You know, it's just fun happening. Classes तो कोई दिखाता ही नहीं है
Bunk.
movies में. Let's just
True.
not go there. तो हाँ, मुझे ऐसा लगता था that life, at least for the first 1 year, will be very much fun. But unfortunately, because we were the COVID batch also, and then unfortunately because we were doing MBBS also, life was not as happening as I thought about it. But yeah, my biggest expectation was that I do not want to study as much as I used to in my NEET days, which,
Is it true?
yeah, it's
It
true
is.
now. I have drastically had a change, at least from the times when I used to study for NEET to the times when first year में everything went online and we were literally
Oh yes, I
not
remember that
studying
time.
anything.
I mean, talking about NEET, तू अपनी थोड़ी NEET journey के बारे में would like to tell us a little bit more. And
Let's start with your journey. How was it for you? And then what would you say to the little Mitali now? Ki you know, this was good Mitali, you should continue doing this, and this was bad Mitali, you should stop. You should not do that.
Yeah, so I would say I went to Kota. Obviously, almost everyone knows now, for my 11th and 12th. And like Kota was fun. I sometimes miss Kota. That's a...
Really?
I sometimes miss it.
Wow.
So, I mean, something that I really liked about the little 15-16-year-old Mitali was she was very dedicated to this one goal. She was extremely consistent, extremely, you know, sincere about achieving this one thing, and she was just dedicated about it. So I would want that fire to continue to be in me, that I want to achieve something in life, that I have a goal and stuff like that. One thing that I do not want in this adult Mitali who's entering her 20s is like very unhealthy when it comes to mental health. I was extremely unhealthy in my 11th and 12th, and I realized it quite late. I realized it after, you know, I got into college, because I had zero social life. Like I had almost zero friends, close to zero friends. I did not interact with a lot of people because of the study and stuff.
But don't you think like that helped you in a way? Because like if you have a lot of friends in 11th and 12th, it
a
is
lot of time goes by.
Yeah.
Of course, but I think even like both the extremes are bad. Even having
Yeah.
zero friends is like not
Scary.
healthy for you. It's just
True.
not healthy. So that I think affected me a lot. And I was very competitive. I mean, it does help you while you're
Mhm.
preparing for a competitive exam, but like now, because I'm not currently not preparing for anything competitive, or even if I am in the future for NEET PG or something, I don't want to be as competitive because it brings in a lot of toxicity also inside you. Even you start comparing yourself a lot when you are, that competitive. Ki this person, why did he even score one more mark than me?
Mhm.
So that sort of competition also creates a lot of self doubt, a lot of just insecurity in yourself, and I don't want to take that from that 16-year-old Mitali.
What about some advices that you want to give to NEET aspirants that are watching this podcast?
I mean, to be very honest, I feel अब I'm a little old to give such advices because I believe चौथा batch आने वाला है हमसे junior. Even when 23 batch was getting admissions in the college, I was feeling so old. I was like,
True.
shit.
Believe नहीं होता कि three
three
batches. When did this
junior
happen?
batch, like third junior batch. Oh my god. So like I believe, but still, if I have to give a generalized advice, it's like what everyone says: consistency and dedicated hard work. I believe this is something that I've come to understand after giving NEET, that NEET doesn't actually test your knowledge per se. It tests your resilience, your dedication, and your consistency. That's it. If anyone is dedicated, resilient, and consistent, and is not even genius, he's not
Mhm.
even as intelligent, he can get through the exam very easily.
Let's talk about your childhood a little. I don't think you've ever talked about it. Yeah, at least I haven't heard.
Yeah.
So tell us, how was like your childhood? Because you have two doctors in your family, and then you also have two sisters. How is that? How did that help you, या फिर make you the person who you are today? A little about it.
Okay, so I was a single child for 8 years. I have my younger sister is 8 years younger to me, so I was the only child for 8 years, and my both my parents are doctors, as almost everyone knows. So when I was born, my mom was still doing her PG. She was PG 2 or PG 3.
Okay.
PG 3, I guess, and she had her final exams due in a couple of months.
For her.
Yeah. And
Damn.
my dad, he had finished his PG. He was 2 years senior than my mom, so he by then was actually doing a job in a certain hospital in Agra, and he had opened up his own hospital also, but that was on
Wow.
rent back then. It was not ours. So like by the time I was 6 or 7 years old, both my parents were extremely busy with their careers. They were still setting up the hospital. It was under construction, so I didn't get a lot of time to spend with both my parents. We used to live in a joint family, and it was a huge family. So like my dad is 4 brothers, and he's the youngest, so I was technically the youngest in the family. So I used to get a lot of
so much same.
so I used to get a lot of love, affection from all of my cousins, all of my aunts, uncles, and I didn't get to spend a lot of time with my mom, dad. So I was very close to both my grandparents and my aunt, and both her children. We were really close. We used to play, we used to have fun. There was like a cousins time in the evening. We used to play cricket, and I remember I was the youngest, तो मुझे they didn't used to give the bat. वो कपड़े धोने का वो नहीं होता छोटा वाला.
Oh my god.
I used to play cricket with that. Like they used to
Funny.
give me that, and and मुझे बैटिंग सिर्फ तब मिलती थी when I used to start crying कि बस बहुत हो गया, अब बहुत फील्डिंग कर ली मैंने, I can't. तो तभी ऐसे मुझे बस चुप कराने के लिए 2 मिनट के लिए बैटिंग दे देते थे. 2 बॉल में मैं आउट हो जाती थी और उसके बाद वापस back to the field. So yeah, I mean the days were fun. Then like my sister was born, like my younger sister was born, and like तब से ये हो गया that my mom and dad started getting थोड़ा time. So but then that time was invested in her, obviously. And because तभी तक the hospital had stabilized a bit, their careers were doing well, okay. The family also started segregating a bit. A few of my aunts and uncles, they shifted, तो फिर like it wasn't a fully joint family. But I believe those first 8 years of my life were the best. I still cherish those years the most.
So is it like because your mom, dad were doctors, so that is what motivated you, yeah, inspired you to also become a doctor?
Not really. In fact, for the first 10 or 12 years of my life, I used to hate doctors, or I used to hate the feeling of even being a doctor, because I always felt that my child would have the same feeling for me that
Okay.
my mom is not giving me time. See, we don't like itna farak nahi padta if our dad is not giving us the amount of time that we require, because dads are usually the people who are expected to be busy, and a child needs I needed my mom more to be with me, because I used to hear stories of my classmates,
Friends, yeah.
maybe, or friends. There used to be like people who were accompanied by their mothers, while in the evening they used to go to the park, but on the other hand I used to go with my aunt. So like I used to feel bad in that way, that my mom is not able to accompany me. Even I remember when there used to be family functions and kabhi mamma ka emergency case aa jata tha, so she used to leave me with the uncles and aunts, and I used to be there with my cousins, and she used to go. So I used to feel extremely pissed that this is bad. Being a doctor is bad. Like my child would also curse me for being a doctor, so I will never be a doctor, was my perception till at least 12 years of age.
तो उसके बाद क्या ऐसा चेंज हुआ?
I mean, it was like I used to like bio a lot, and I knew that I had to take science because none of commerce or arts interested me, and I still love bio. I mean, I still love it when I read the anatomy of the eye. I find it so fascinating and stuff. So yeah, I just went with the flow and ended up here.
So how did content creation come into the picture?
Content creation came very late into the picture. It was around COVID, when in 2020 the lockdown happened. It all started with making dance videos, because one of my friends suggested me that abhi tu free hai, because lockdown happened and NEET was postponed very uncertainly ki ab kab hone wala hai, nobody knows. And I was just so pissed with studying, because honestly I had done 5-6 revisions of like complete syllabus revisions I'm talking about, and I was done. I was like, ab aur nahi padhai karni hai. So I remember I just randomly saw this one dance choreography, and that day luckily I was wearing a suit, and I was like, okay, why not just film it
Right now.
So I was sitting on my bed, literally I put a bottle in front of me, I put my phone like supporting, and I just shot the video and I uploaded it on my Instagram. Tabhi it was like a private Instagram account, which is currently Mitali this side.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
You have a lot of Instagram handles as well, right?
but
Accounts.
yeah, so the first video went live here, and
Is it
was
still on that page?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
And it was April 22nd.
Okay.
Oh, you remember
The
the
date?
date?
Yeah, I remember the date. April 22nd, 2020. And it happened. And I just thought that, okay, I'm liking it. Why not make 1 or 2 more videos? Because I was a classical dancer, I used to like filming classical and semi-classical videos. So I started with that. Then NEET aa gaya in September, so I took a halt. I started studying from August, and meanwhile, by the way, April to July I did not study.
Because obviously you did 5 to 6 revisions. You were like, Mitali, अब तो मैं top करने ही वाली हूँ, कुछ और कर लेती हूँ.
It wasn't like, see, when you're preparing, you don't have the confidence of anything. You just feel that मेरा selection भी होगा या नहीं.
Come on, you
Mock
were in...
test में 720 लाओगे तो selection हो ही जाएगा.
Exactly.
I didn't score 720 in any mock
Yeah,
test.
कितने थे Mitali? 715.
It was my
Mitali, oh my god. तो obvious है, you were like sure कि selection तो हो जाएगा, but
like my parents were sure, but again, as I said, I was a very self-doubting person.
Yeah.
मुझे हमेशा doubt रहता था कि because I actually saw a friend of mine who was a senior in Kota, and she was very good at studies. She was in the star batch of Alan, and she somehow had to take a drop. And it was disheartening for me. I just felt that what if that day things don't go uphill and they just go down for me.
it is a scary thought for every aspirant.
Yeah, exactly. So when I resumed studies in August, I, like, for the first 2-3 days I had this big self-doubt ki, what if I have just wasted 3-4 months of my life? Not just 3-4 months, actually 2 years of hard work that I've put into
True.
NEET. And what if I just fail? So yeah, but then I just
But now you must
stopped
be thankful
thinking.
for that decision.
Yeah, I'm very thankful because I mean, I believe if it would have not been that way, I would have not been AIR 68. I would have not been able to restart study and study so enthusiastically if I would have not done something that I really liked for those past 3-4 months, is what I feel, and I'm so grateful for.
So now you have an Instagram audience of more than 100K, right?
Yes.
And you have a YouTube audience of more than 340K,
Yeah,
right? So what is the difference between content creation on Instagram and on YouTube?
I believe it's pretty different, and I realized it quite late in my content creation journey. I started realizing it in 2021, late 2021, I guess, because I guess in 2021 there were no shorts, if I'm not wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah. So tabhi I used to upload like my dance videos, which were obviously greater than 1 minute, on my YouTube channel as well, just for fun. I knew that they're not going to work a lot, but I just used to upload them like that. Ki chalo theek hai, let's see how does it turn out. Plus, I didn't have a lot of content to post on YouTube, so I was like,
Okay.
okay, why not? I'm making this one for Instagram, and let's just post it on YouTube as well. So I used to do that, but slowly, gradually, YouTube started pushing short videos a lot. So that gave me a bit of advantage, and the channel started growing quite well. But then in late 2021, I started realizing that this is not going to work. Like, you know, what you make for reels does not necessarily work for shorts, and what you make for shorts does not necessarily work on reels. I believe Instagram audience, I was watching a reel about this today only. Instagram audience, like Instagram is not a searchable platform. So Instagram pe people want something extremely, you know, fascinating that instantly grabs their attention, something new, something, you know, out of the box. While on YouTube, which is a searchable platform,
Yes.
people can search for content that I want to watch a day in my life vlog. I want to
Yeah.
watch a what I eat in a day. I want to watch a cooking video. I want to watch a recipe video. I want to watch a productivity vlog. So the audience is very specific about what do they want to watch. They put their brains while consuming content. Whereas on Instagram, while I'm getting bored in a lecture, I would start scrolling reels.
True.
And I would only watch the reels which are really exciting or which are really different. So Instagram pe, I believe you have to do a little more mehnat, a little more, you have to put in a little more energy to figure it out what will actually catch the attention of a person. And while on YouTube, I believe for myself, being candid on YouTube works better for me, and being more aesthetic on Instagram works better.
I think Instagram pe you have to put more time in thinking about what you put, whereas I think
Yeah.
editing there is more work in YouTube.
Exactly.
On YouTube, yes.
Yeah.
So the pre-production is the main focus on Instagram, and the post-production is the main focus on YouTube.
So talking about content creation, how do you get the time amidst your busy MBBS life?
How are you able to do not just YouTube but also Instagram, also YouTube Shorts, also Reels?
And how so consistent in that?
Yeah,
That is my
that
question.
way
is
you
my
are
real
doing it.
question.
Just the
No,
way you
Mitali,
are
that's my
doing it.
real question. How, like, literally before filming this podcast, I asked Mitali, "तू कितने घंटे सोती है?" And her face was like, ये out of nowhere ये question क्यों पूछा है? So how do you do it? What's the
Okay.
secret? What's the real secret? We want to know.
There is generally no secret. First of all, I would like to thank God a lot, because like, I think that God has made things like a cakewalk for me, or if I put it that way, I do not feel that I am, you know, putting efforts in just doing something. I feel that currently, by God's grace, I'm enjoying life to the fullest, and I'm also putting the most possible effort to study or to produce content. And there's no rocket science, to be honest. I just, you know, try to use every bit of the time that I'm not sleeping or eating or hanging out with my friends or talking to family to use.
Do you watch Netflix or something?
No.
Do you watch YouTube?
I watch YouTube.
Acha, to okay, let's make it this way. अपना टाइम टेबल बिल्कुल मॉर्निंग से एंड जो मोस्टली यू फॉलो, व्हाई डोंट यू ब्रेक इट अप?
Realistic timetable.
या
Okay, so I'll be honest with my timetable. I don't know for how many people would it be realistic, but I wake up at 7 on a normal college day. I meditate. That's the first thing that I do. I brush my teeth, I take a shower, I have my morning drink, and by that time it's like time to leave for class. I go for class 8 to 9 is anything of a final year subject or a third year subject. We have a class, so I attend that. जो काफ़ी बार cancel भी हो जाती है. So at those times I'm probably doing editing, like I'm editing a short or something on my phone, or I am completing any useless written work that is given by the college logbooks and stuff that I do in those times. So that like I see if I've woken up, I feel that instead of wasting time, it's better that I use it to some productive stuff. Then 9 to 12 we have our posting mein I can't do a lot of stuff, so there's nothing else that I do. 12 to 1 in third year the classes usually don't happen. So yeah, mostly. So most of the times I come back to the hostel after my postings. And then I actually start my schedule for the day. So I plan my day one day before. I write all the small and big things that are to be done. I make sure I jot down everything, like even the smallest of the things I jot them down. Even if I have to upload a video on Google Drive, I put it down there so that it's just there, and I have this sort of in the back of my mind that I have to do this, and I tick it off as soon as I'm done with the particular task. So this way it helps me to use those small time gaps also. For example, abhi half an hour mein class hai and I can't take up a new lecture to start with, and I can't even take up a new video to edit. So I do these small brainless tasks that do not require a lot of effort, and they are anyway meant to be done, so that it just saves my time later and I don't have to crib about it कि बहुत सारा काम हो गया है at the end of it. Then I believe so 12 to 1 or 1 to 2 is my lunch time. So I have lunch, I either order or I go to the canteen and I have my lunch. 2 to 4 we again have our practical classes. So any of the final year or third year subjects we go, and usually in third year we are free by 3:30. So by that time I come back, and now this is the time that I have at my discretion. So 3:30 to 5 at least, I either take a 15-20 minutes nap and then I begin. So I'm either studying whatever was done in the posting today, or whatever that I have planned that I need to study that. 5 to 6 I have my workout. So I work out with a fitness trainer online, so that I do. Then post 6, like I get free by 6:15ish. I have my snack because I feel really hungry after the workout. I have my snack, I talk to my mom, I wash the utensils in this time frame. So by 7 I'm free, and I usually have my dinner also by 7:30. So like that's the last meal that I have during the day. After 7:30 I'm completely free. So then again I start to either study or edit, whatever is like the plan of the day, and I do this. 9 o'clock or 9:30 I talk to my dad. We talk for like 15-20 minutes every day, and then I again restart either of studying or editing, whatever is meant to be done during the day. And by 11ish I wrap up my day. So at 11 I again plan the next day, or journal, or prep my, I take out my clothes that I need to wear for the next day in college, or I set up my bag. I mean, these are like really childish things that people say that I do, but they really help me save a lot of time during the next day, because after 11 I'm not doing anything. I don't even feel like doing anything. So why not just save time for the next day? So yeah, I like doing all of this.
This is motivational actually. Ki you use the
Yeah.
small time as well, right? So what is the time pass that you do? Like how do you
Waste your time.
Yeah, how do you
So
waste
my
your
time
time?
waste is by watching YouTube, and like I won't call it time waste.
Shorts या फिर long video?
Long videos. I don't
Okay.
consume shorts. I don't
Okay.
consume shorts, I don't consume reels.
Reels. Okay.
So like that's pretty ironical. I make shorts and I make reels, but I don't consume any of them because I feel abhi market में demand बहुत है of short content. But I think that consuming a lot of short content is not good for your own brain because it again reduces the attention span, of course. But I believe most of the shorts and reels don't teach us anything.
True.
I mean, this is a very controversial statement that I'm making, but this is true. I mean, shorts are meant for entertainment. They're only meant for the time when you're getting bored, you want to scroll. So my time waste or time pass happens when I'm either having lunch or dinner at my room. While eating, I tune into any podcast or I tune into any sort of video that interests me or is of an important topic that I want to learn about, and that is when I enjoy these sort of things. I don't like watching a lot of series and stuff because I think it's very addictive, and once I start a series I cannot stop before it gets over completely.
Which is your favorite? Have you ever कोई तो देखी होगी, तो which is your favorite?
I believe I binged watched the entire 3 seasons of Good Doctor. I really liked it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I binged watched like the 2 seasons first, then the 3rd season came later, and
Okay.
I again binged watched it in a couple of days, I believe.
Okay.
And which is why I don't like starting series in the first. Like
Yeah.
I feel nervous to start series in the first place because like again 2 days gone completely. So isliye I don't like. I like watching movies, but that too in the theater. I don't like watching movies on the laptop because
Sure.
just for the experience, I believe I just like
Which is your favorite movie genre?
I like rom-coms.
Oh, okay. There was a phase where I used to love rom-com movies, like literally my favorite. And now I'm at a phase where I love like thrillers, mystery, suspense, murder. So it's like a big shift.
Yeah, I'm still not out of my teenage rom-com era. I'm still stuck there.
I've seen your YouTube content and it is pretty authentic. Like you show your real self on there, but showing your real self also has a lot of cons. There is a lot of hate, especially on social media. So how do you deal with hate? या फिर has hate ever like, do you feel कि getting hate has changed you या made you stronger or something
Of
like
course.
that?
Completely, yes. And not just in my life as a YouTuber or as an influencer. It has changed me as a person, as a friend, as a, what do you say, as a partner in general. I just don't take,
Criticism.
comments or criticism in a negative way anymore. I just, even if I find somebody gossiping around me, which is very common in college, you see a lot of people judging you and passing a lot of comments about you, especially when you're a YouTuber in a medical college. It's very new and very ajeeb for everybody. So there are a lot of judgments, but I have started to take them in a very different way now, as opposed to the 15 or 16-year-old Mitali would have taken them. So it has made me much more stronger, much more mature, to understand why is the person making such a comment about me. Like, to understand their mentality first and then start questioning myself. Because
Do you have any personal experience जैसे पहले कुछ हुआ हो जिसके वजह से it affected you versus now something happened which didn't affect you or something like that?
so I believe while I was just starting out as a YouTuber, and while you just start out, there's not a lot of hate because not a lot of viewers, but then slowly, gradually, hate starts to set in. And for me, it happened very instantly because when I posted about my NEET rank and stuff, I got a lot of
Hate.
no, I got a lot of audience.
Okay.
Exponentially my channel grew. Like at that point of time, my channel was growing like 1,000 subscribers a day.
NEET tips, ma'am? Question mark.
Yeah. So that at that point, like I believe from 4,000 to 20,000, the channel went like this.
Oh.
And this is the most crucial period. So when you get a lot of audience, you also get a lot of hate. So the hate was anything related to, you know, you're using your rank
To get views.
get
Yeah.
views, to get money, to get fame, and stuff like that, and like much worse than this. So I believe, Tubby, I used to get affected at every single comment. I mean, Tubby, I could also read every comment. Abhi to it's not
Yeah.
possible for me to read every comment that comes on the channel. But still, I believe YouTube is filled with hate. There's this one thing currently which I'm being hated for, or I'm receiving the most hate comments, is that you order a lot of food.
Yeah.
What?
That is like
That is
so,
so
weird. That is the most weirdest hate comment I've ever heard.
Seriously.
Huh.
So you order a lot of food, and you're gaining a lot of weight. You're becoming, you know, I don't even want to use the words, but yeah, you're gaining a lot of weight. Why don't you start working out? And if I post something related to me working out, then they're like, कि हाँ workout कर रही हो, but कुछ हो तो नहीं रहा.
Oh my god, what?
You know, stuff like that.
That's
So I
weird.
mean, if this would have happened 2.5 years back, I would have literally started questioning my
Crying.
body.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm so in peace with myself, the way I am, the scars, the flaws, the weight, the height, everything. I'm so comfortable with it that I really don't care. In this sense, I believe hate has made me a much stronger and a much mature person than what I was 2-3 years back. And even in my friendships, I believe I'm much more mature. I don't like to fight a lot with my friends. I don't like to what you call, argue a lot with them about, you know, the
Small
smallest of
things.
things. And I don't like to, like, I don't give people the explanations for every small thing that I used to give back then. But Abhi, I really don't care. I'm like, okay, if you have this sort of thinking about me, or if you think so, it's fine. It's your
Your opinion. You can keep it to
yeah,
yourself
you
as
can
well.
keep it to yourself. I don't want to explain, or I don't want to change
Mhm.
it, because opinions actually don't change. You
Mhm.
just say okay, yes, I agree, but you keep thinking the way you
Mhm.
are. So why waste your time and energy on
Mhm.
changing people's opinions?
Okay, so I mean, with such a big following online, what would be your weirdest fan interaction, either online or offline?
Okay.
Someone recognized you in public and like, hey, this is Mitali this side. You said, no, I am Mitali this side. You are not Mitali.
Okay. Today when I was coming here to meet you
Hmm.
guys, I came via metro. So I was sitting at the Mandi House station. I was waiting for the metro, and like there was this waiting bench. It had
Mhm.
3 chairs. So I was sitting at the corner, and there was another girl who was sitting at the other corner, and she was busy with her phone. Even I was checking my phone. Then this third girl comes, and she looks at me twice, ऐसे, and then she goes like, you पहले तो she goes like this, and then I mean I understood that she's
yeah,
just
yeah.
trying to recognize me. And this also happens to me a
Yeah.
lot, that a lot of people try to look at you so hard just to
देखा है,
recognize
देखा है.
ये कौन, and I just feel like going to those people to tell, यार I'm Mitali, don't try so hard, it's okay. I mean I feel so bad कि यार ये इतनी मेहनत कर रहा है बेचारा बंदा. But anyway, so she came and she was like, you are Mitali, right? And just at the moment that she said you are Mitali, right, this girl who was also sitting, she also goes like, oh yeah, you're Mitali, you were sitting beside me, I just didn't recognize and stuff. And then like while I was coming here, she was with me in the metro the entire time, and she was talking to me. I had a fun conversation with her,
Oh,
and
that's so sweet.
it's like yeah, it's just so overwhelming to see people recognize you and just tell you that, okay, I see your shots and they inspire me and stuff like that. To actually hear it from someone in person rather than reading a comment, it just feels so good, because comment pe there's no personal touch. But when someone meets you and you actually see that us comment ke piche there's actually a
A person,
so you
yeah.
feel good.
You now have a single room.
Yeah.
And you said in the video that you've always wanted from first year, you were waiting to
Yeah.
have a single room. Now that you have a single room, what do you think the difference is, and what would you prefer? What are the pros and what are the cons?
See, for me, as a medical student plus a content creator, the biggest pro is that I can shoot at my own discretion, which was not the case while I was living in a triple seater or maybe in a double seater also, because you always have somebody in the room, and it's just. I used to feel very embarrassed every time I had to tell her, कि यार, I have to do a voiceover. Please, can you
Turn off
go?
the fan.
नहीं. I used to tell her to go out.
Huh.
Because I can't do a
Do it.
voiceover with someone actually listening to me. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I get very conscious, so I can't do it. इसलिए I used to tell her कि can you like please go to the reading room, and she was like, Nitya was very
Wow.
cooperative in that
ऐसा
sense.
roommate I hope सबको मिले. Like I've never had a roommate, but honestly yes, like to have a cooperative roommate is something everyone wants.
Yeah, she was extremely cooperative. She never denied. She always used to say कि ठीक है, okay, give me 5 minutes, I'll go and stuff. And like she supported me extremely. Even if I had an urgent shoot to do, I could tell her. But after a point, मुझे भी थोड़ा सा embarrassing लगता था that you know I can't do it every time. But because sometimes what happens is मेरी creativity suddenly रात के 11 बजे जागती है. Now I can't tell her कि यार अब मुझे shoot करना है, please go
उठ भाई मुझे शूट करना है.
exactly. So abhi in my single room, it's like whenever I want to shoot, whenever I even get an idea and I just want to shoot it quickly, I can do it in the room. I have my own small corners made jahan pe I can easily put the camera, put the lights and shoot, which was not the case in the previous room. The cons would obviously be that you lose that sort of touch with people, because now if I need to talk to someone or if I need to like get some hostel gossip, I need to go to people and actually knock at their room, see if they're available or not, if they're free or not, and then you get to talk. So yeah, but living in a single room also gives me a lot of privacy, in the sense that I can do the things that I really wanted to, like meditating, like even brainstorming ideas, because I can't brainstorm while someone is actually actively sitting and seeing me. I just I don't know, I just get a lot more conscious, and I like to sit in peace, to sit ekdam akele and then do such things. So my creativity does not work if there's somebody around me.
Okay, now let's move on to rapid fire.
This is a segment where we are going to ask Mitali unscripted and pretty quirky questions.
Unfiltered questions to
Yeah.
Mitali Unfiltered. You have to answer them as soon as possible, as
Okay.
true
Truthfully
as
as
possible.
possible.
Yeah.
Are you giving me options or
Yeah,
No,
basically
it's
this
like
and
this
that
or
thing.
that. What would you
Or
do?
probably a one-word
ठीक है,
question.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so first one. Which one do you prefer? Early morning study sessions or late night cramming?
Early morning.
If you had to pick one Indian dance style to perform for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
Kathak.
Pretty straightforward questions. Favorite medical subject and why it fascinates you?
ENT, because it's a short subject, and I believe it's just so straightforward in the sense that there are very set diseases, limited set of diseases that you have to, and it's very easy to narrow down the diagnosis by looking at the symptoms of the patient.
If you could only keep 3 possessions for the rest of your life, what would they be and why? 3 materialistic things.
Okay, wow. This is tough. A camera,
Yeah.
okay, and a laptop, and a house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you prefer? Instagram's short-term gratification or YouTube's long-format content?
YouTube's long format content.
I thought you'd say
Any day.
Instagram.
No.
You like posting on YouTube more.
Yeah.
If you could collaborate with any YouTuber, who would it be and why?
I want to collaborate with Mostly Sane.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm her
Wow.
huge fan. I've been watching her since 8th grade. Since probably she had 100k subscribers. I'm watching her since then. And I love to see her grow the way she's
Yeah,
growing. So
yeah.
Okay. If you're watching Mostly Sane,
This
you know
is one
whom to
thing we do
text.
in every podcast. If you're watching this, एक दिन हम नरेंद्र मोदी जी पे पहुंच जाएंगे. If you're watching this,
Modi ji, if you're watching
yeah,
any hobby or activity that you enjoy and your followers don't know about it.
hidden talent.
probably hairstyling. I believe not a lot of
Yeah.
people know, because I do not do a lot of hairstyling anymore. But I'm really good at making different sorts of hairstyles, and you can come to me if you want to make any sort of hairstyle on your hair.
If you had one day for yourself, no responsibilities, nothing, what would you do to recharge yourself? Yeah, how would you spend that day?
No responsibility, so there's
Yeah,
no
कोई
deadline
काम
for
ही नहीं है,
YouTube.
मतलब वो टू डू लिस्ट पूरी खाली
हाँ.
है. ऐसा हुआ है कभी?
I mean, in the last 3 years, never.
Okay.
Even if I'm traveling, it's always like, let's shoot
Film some content,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Imagine it this way: ki internet is gone,
हाँ,
and you have studied everything in the world. Then what would you do?
Wow.
studied everything.
What? I would probably go for a self-care session. The
Like
entire
what?
day I would get like a nice hair shampoo, manicure, pedicure, everything.
No.
So yeah, that spa massage
Yeah.
stuff. And I would like to do some sort of like new activity that I've never done before, like, you know, trying out any new art form, or maybe trying out pottery. I really want to try out pottery
Yeah.
since a really long time. So yeah, anything of that sort, and spending time with my family.
Pottery is very therapeutic, by the way. Like when you will be doing that,
Yeah,
it feels
I
like
saw your
therapy.
reel.
Yeah.
It was really good.
What's one skill or hobby that you would want to learn, but you don't have the time to learn that, or you haven't learned that till yet?
I would like to learn professional editing. I love to edit, to be honest, but I don't have the appropriate time to edit. So I have this one goal in my life that one day that I have the time, I have the equipment, I want to make a cinematic vlog for my channel, edit it in the most cinematic way possible and post it.
Even I want to do it. Like I have a few inspirations, and when I look at their content, I'm like, क्या ये कभी हो भी पाएगा? Honestly, but then again, we don't have the time. But yeah,
One day.
relatable. Yeah. Okay, so coming from this question only, what is that one piece of video or content? What is that one?
Content.
What is that one piece of video or content that you're most proud of, and why does it hold a special place in your heart?
Currently, I believe it will be the move-in vlog. It has like performed
Extremely well.
outrageously, and to be honest, I did not expect that sort of response from my audience. But I mean, again, a lot of people whom I know came up to me and told me that, bro, we love that vlog. So I'm very proud of that, and the fact that I did that whole shifting in just 2 days, I'm even prouder.
Last question है, ठीक है? एक like सोचना ही नहीं. You can't be like नहीं. You have to answer. 3, 2, 1. Akshata Advika.
मुझे पता था कि
Advika.
पूछने वाले हो. मैंने सुना है
And she obviously chose me. Okay, guys, and with that, we finally come to the end of this amazingly long and beautiful podcast. We had Mitali being our first ever offline guest. How was your experience?
I loved it. This was my also first offline podcast or even collaboration
Yeah.
of such a long video. I loved it.
And it was so much fun, right? Like three
Yes.
med students vibing, being together in the highs and lows of medicine. It was so much fun. Do you want to add something?
I mean, I love the chaos. Number of times the
The
camera
BTS.
dies, the audio stops working.
The
Yes.
shifting of furniture. यहाँ पे भी एक move-in हो गया है.
yeah,
Exactly. We
moving
should
vlog.
have vlogged this.
Yeah, it was super fun. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
us
you
and
for
taking
calling
out
me.
your precious time
Yeah.
from your life, from your daily schedule. That really means a lot to us and a lot to the audience as well. So, guys, comment down below who do you want us to call next? Who do you want the next guest to be? And also show as much love as you can to Mitali. And if you're living under a rock and you haven't seen her channel yet, go check that out as well.
And I hope आप कुछ सीख के गए होगे आज.
Cheers.